Greetings, everyone. It is Isaac Wells, the voice of Internet's Skeletor. You're watching Dragonfire Entertainment. And remember, listening to a podcast before bedtime is the adult version of story time. Until we meet again.
What's your poison? Let's drink it tonight. In the glow of the stars, everything feels right. Raise your glasses, let the good vibes pour. Together we'll sing, who could ask for more?
What's going on, everybody? Wildman Wess here, and welcome to another edition of What's Your Poison. Today I decided for the lineup to have some beers that are fruit-inspired, whether it be due to a sour or an IPA or even in a bourbon barrel sense. The sky is the limit when it comes to fruit-based beer. Today we have 4 beers, 3 different styles. I'm excited, and I hope you are too. So, let's begin. Starting off today's lineup from Gezellig Brewing in Newton, Iowa, we have the Candy Sour. This is a 5% ABV, and obviously going off of the can, we already know what candy it is referring to. It is Skittles, you know, who are we kidding here? I know I'm not doing product placement, but at the same time, and I don't want to get in trouble for name dropping, but the imagery on the can is exactly what it is. We're gonna pop this open. Ooh, look at it. I can smell it already. Ho 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 ho! Yeah! That nice rose color right here. Slightly cloudy, not too much though. I mean, actually, from this standpoint, it looks cloudy. Could be the lighting, but looking straight down, it is clear as crystal. And it smells exactly like Skittles, almost to the point where I'm smelling more grape than anything on the 3-sniff. More strawberry on the drive-by. Well, here we go. Oh yeah, I have tasted the rainbow, and it is delicious. It tastes like Skittles. This is very refreshing, flavorful, dries the palate slightly, but not in the way where it's going to wreck it. Now with sours, we've talked about this before. Sours can sometimes wreck a palate when it is completely acidic and you get such a dry palate that it's hard to really have another flavor profile with another beer you might be drinking down the line throughout the day or the night. However, with this, my palate is slightly dry, but also my mouth is starting to water, which for me is a good indicator that it's going to make you thirsty. It's going to make you want to have another sip. It's going to make you want to have another pour once you're finished. This is also a prime example of one of those beers that are for people who don't necessarily like to drink beer. The flavor profile, even though it has that Skittles candy-like flavor, it comes off as almost a wine cooler. Or even a cocktail for that matter. And for all of you that aren't a big fan of beer but want to try one and maybe appreciate a flavor, this is definitely one for you. And for those of you that have a gluten allergy, it's also gluten-free, so you get the best of both worlds on that. Okay, now it's time to grade this. I feel that this is above average. It's very tasty, but there are some situations regarding the carbonation that it goes away very quickly. And for me, that's not a red flag, but it does make me raise an eyebrow. Flavor profile is delicious. For those of you, like I mentioned, if the beer isn't your thing and you want to try something different, I would recommend this. At the end of the day, I'm going to say 4.5 out of 5. This is hard for me because I've had this before and I do enjoy it, but in retrospect, I think about it as introducing it to someone else and whether or not they're going to appreciate it as much as I do. Then I stand on this going 4.5 because it is still very, very good. And I do recommend it even if it is a once-off for you. on that, I'm going to sip on this a little bit more, and we're going to move on to our next beer for today. Next up, from Prairie Artisan Ales by way of Krebs Brewing Company in McCallister, Oklahoma, we have Rainbow Sherbert Sour Ale. This sour ale is made with Rainbow Sherbert flavors and is 5.2% ABV. And when it comes to ice cream on a personal level, I really strayed away from a lot of the fruit-inspired ice creams. I was more of a vanilla and chocolate guy, sometimes strawberry. However, on the nostalgic purpose at birthday parties, Rainbow Sherbert definitely was one of those things, especially during the summer birthdays like mine is. And when I think of Rainbow Sherbert, I have to go back to the days of Super Troopers. And that being said, I'll believe this be a good beer when me beer turns purple and tastes like Rainbow Sherbert, which I have no doubt will get some of those notes. Well, it's not turning purple, but it does have a nice golden color, very light. That head consistency is good, especially on the sour end. Slightly cloudy. Yep, definitely getting the tropical aromas of a Rainbow Sherbert. Very citrusy, little berry in there. It does smell good, so let's hope it tastes as good as it smells. It's got the sour part down, little fruit. It definitely is on the other side of the spectrum from our last beer, where it did taste like a wine cooler. However, this has the wine cooler ability more on the Chardonnay side with the dryness, and I'm not getting it as much. I'm not mad. I'm just slightly disappointed. There are notes. They're just very, very light. Not as prevalent as what I would hope it to be. Now, on the interest of fairness, because I gave the fruited sour from Gezellig a 4.5 out of 5, this one, though it does have that sourness, I'm not getting a lot of those flavors. But however, those of you that are big wine enthusiasts and want to try a beer that has a wine cooler aspect on it, I would recommend this one. Definitely for a once-off. However, flavor profile-wise, for all you beer enthusiasts that like a good sour and want to have notes hitting your palate, this one is going to be a little bit dire. I'm going to say 3 out of 5 because flavor's okay, dissipates way too quickly, and I'm a little disappointed. I am, but I'm not going to stop drinking it, so I'm committed. So I'm going to drink this, and we'll move on to our next one, where I hope there's going to be a little more success in what they offer. Moving on to our next beer from Tellurian Brewing in Charles City, Iowa, we have Nectar of the Galaxies Hazy IPA. The good wife Becca brought this one for me, and I'm very excited because I love my IPAs, especially ones that are fruit inspired. And with the 6.9%, it has a tropical aroma, flavors of massive amounts of dry hopped Galaxy and Citra, and accompanied by a soft, fluffy mouthfeel from our house Hazy yeast. Okay. That being said, that's a lot to take in.
Hey, phrase it!
However, what I do remember from not just Citra hops, but Galaxy hops, they definitely give a nice blend when it comes to tropical fruits. We're going to probably get a lot of haziness, a lot of dank, and some really good fruit notes. And I'm ready to just open this up and pour a glass. Ah, yeah. Oh, hazy, hazy. They're not lying, folks. Ooh, it looks like orange juice. Smells more like grapefruit juice, but hey, I'm not complaining yet. It almost has a milkshake style quality on the nose feel and even just looking at it. And are you ready, folks? Let's go out in space. Ground control to Tellurian. ground control to Tellurian. This is fantastic. This is beautiful. The flavor, when it comes to the tropical notes, it has a slight acidic bite to it, sweetness, creaminess. 5 out of 5. And this is not just a grade to make my wife feel better about getting the beer. No, I am very much in love with this beer. I'm going to be sure to get more of this the next time I go to the store. It's very difficult for me to get completely wowed and floored by IPAs, especially the ones that are hazy, because there are times where the hops and the flavor profile don't mesh well, and this is perfectly balanced, as all things should be. This might have to be a sipper because I don't want to finish it, but we still have one more, and I'm excited for that one too, and you should be as well, because we're going to Hefe's neck of the woods with the next beer. So here we go. Closing out today from Taxman Brewing Company in Indianapolis by way of Bargersville, Indiana, we have the Peach Brandy Barrel Exemption. This is a 9% barrel-aged Belgian triple with peach and spices. I have not had this in a while, and the last time that Hefe came through town, he gave me one of the Vault Series versions of this. I am very excited because I am a fan of barrel-aged style beers. I love my Belgian triples to a degree because sometimes the flavor profile, much less the body, can be a little bit too hearty, too rich, but then again, when it's barrel-aged, you should expect some strength. And looking at this, slightly cloudy, and a lot of that's from the barrel age. Smoky, definitely getting peach on the drive-by. This is going to be a treat, folks. I'm sure it is. It's been a while. Here we go. Welcome back to that good-ass beer that you drank upon. Hey, who am I kidding, folks? I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 5. Not just because of the fact that it's from Hefe's brewery. A lot of it has to deal with the fact that peach is definitely one of those hit or miss flavors in any type of a beer. In this one, it's very subtle. And not just that, but with the brandy barrel aging in there, you're going to get a little bit of a bite. However, this comes off smooth. And when you have something as subtle and smooth as this, it's definitely one of those you don't want to drink very fast. This is definitely a sipper, and for all the best reasons. Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode on the fruit-inspired beers. If you've had these beers before and you agree with me, leave a thumbs up. And if not, you can leave a thumbs down. But there is that comment section below, and if there were things about the beers that you didn't like, leave a comment. Let me know exactly what you didn't like about them, because I understand every beer is not for everyone. And I have my reservations on the styles that I like as well, and that's perfectly alright. Other than that, make sure you share on social media, but most importantly, you hit that subscribe button and you ring that bell for instant notifications. Also, don't forget to check out Hefe at Beer You Beer Me with his beer-related content, and not to mention Beard Wizard Man with his beer-related content, as well as his reactions to music and some of the gaming that he does down the line. I still have to work on some of my video game stuff, but I'm looking forward to it, as well as some of the other content coming out here on Dragonfire Entertainment. Until then, I'm Wildman Wess, and we will see you next time on What's Your Poison, and some of the other stuff we have down the line. Take care, and cheers.
What's your poison? Let's drink it tonight. In the glow of the stars, everything